Hi everyone, welcome back to our maths classes with a new topic, 3D shapes, where we are going to cover everything about volume, another topic in our revision booklet. So let's get started. So the question comes, what is volume of a 3D shape? So the definition is the volume of a 3D shape is a measure of how much 3D space it takes up. So in this chapter, let's focus first on the cuboid, prism, and cylinder. Let's focus on the volume of a cuboid. So to find the volume of a cuboid, okay, first you need to determine the length, width, and the height of the cuboid, multiply the length by the width, and then multiply the result of the step 2 by the height, and then the final result of the volume of the cuboid. So in that case, the formula will be something width times height times length to find the volume of a cuboid. And also remember, cuboid is a rectangular based prism. So let's take this worked example. Let's say you have a cuboid with a length of 5 units, width of 3 units, and the height of 2 units. To calculate its volume, you need to perform the following steps. First is length is equal to 5 units, width is equal to 3 units, height is equal to 2 units. And then you need to multiply the all these units, the length and the width, first with, together to get the answer. And that answer multiply with the height, which is 2 units, and the answer will be 30 cubic units as a volume for this cuboid. You can also perform this in a different way, which is volume of a cuboid is equal to width times height times length, and the answer will be 30 centimeter cube. Now focus on the volume of a prism. Here's a picture of the prism given to us. Usually you get these kind of things, but in that case, you have to understand the cross-section area. This is my cross-section area, and that's my perpendicular length. Now, you need to understand one thing here, that the cross section can be of any shape. So as long as you know the area and length, you can calculate the volume of the prism. Or if you know the volume and length of the prism, you can calculate the cross section area. So focus on the information given in a question. Let's take the worked example of the volume of a prism. We have been given this L-shaped prism and we need to find out the volume of this shape. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'll divide the entire shape into two parts because I know I cannot do L shape without dividing it. And then area of two rectangles, which is going to be 9 times 2 plus 4 times 5. The answer for two different shapes area will be 20 plus 18, which is going to be, if I add them, it's going to give me the area of the entire cross section. It's an area, 38 centimeters square. And to find out the volume of a prism, as we know the area of a cross section times perpendicular length. So the area, which is 38 centimeters square, times my perpendicular length, which is my 10 centimeter, is going to give me the answer of 380 centimeters cube. Okay, and that's how I'll find my answer. Okay, let's focus on the volume of a cylinder. When we talk about the volume of cylinder, here we are talking about the circular shaped cylinder. So the volume of a cylinder is equal to pi r square h, where r is the radius of the cylinder and height is the height of the cylinder. Okay, so be very careful. It's a prism with a circular cross section. So don't get confused. So let's take this worked example for the volume of a cylinder. Calculate the volume of the cylinder. Give your answer correct to one decimal place. Now here, as we know, the formula is volume of a cylinder is equal to pi r square h. I'll start substituting the values given to me as per the question and put this information straight to the calculator to find the final answer. And the answer will be 9047.8 centimeter cube. Everything is easy if you know how to calculate it and how you know the steps of doing the workout. So please be very careful. Now we are going to focus more on the pyramids, cones, and spheres. For the volume of a pyramid, we are taking a square-based pyramid, which has a slant height, base, and the perpendicular height. Now, to understand and to find the volume of a pyramid, first you need to understand the base of area of the base of this pyramid. Okay? Unless you don't know that, you won't be able to find the answer because our formula says 1 by 3 times area of a base times height and can also be written as 1 by 3 AH or sometimes AH by 3. All are same, so not to worry about. So now let's take this worked example to understand how the answer can be taken out for these kind of questions. As we know, the volume of a pyramid is 1 by 3 times area of a base times height. Calculate the volume of a pyramid below. Okay, so here's a question for us. So this is the question. Now we understand that the base we need to find out first and then times it by the height. So volume of a pyramid is equal to 1 by 3 times 7 times 4 times h is going to give me the answer of my volume of this pyramid. Okay. Now, similarly, if it was easy, if you have been given the image like that, so what you need to do, still the same. You need to follow the same rule. 20 times 13 times 12 divided by 3 is going to give you 140 centimeter cube as an answer. So now let's focus on the volume of a cone. A cone is a special type of pyramid with a circular base, as we all know. Now in this, the formula which we're going to use here is 1 by 3 times area of a circular base times height. It means I'm going to find out the area of a circular base first and then times it by the height. Or we can also write it in this way as well. Note that the cone is in fact a circular base pyramid, as I already mentioned. As with the pyramid, to use the cone volume formula, the height must be the line from the top of the cone that is perpendicular to the base. Okay? It is very important fact for you all to remember. Let's understand volume of a cone with this worked example. So for example, you have been given these two images and you have to leave your answer with to one decimal place, correct, to one decimal place. So what we're going to do here is I'll follow my formula, which is 1 by 3 times area of a circular base times height. Start substituting my values and put the values in my calculator as it is to find the answer. Now, if you feel comfortable to find the answer about the volume of a cone, you can pause the video and try to answer the second question. And here, again, I'm going to write my formula, substitute my values. As we have been given L in mm as a diameter, I have to divide it by 2, which will be 5.5 square, and then get my answer as 190.1 mm cube. Now we are going to talk about the volume of a sphere. So sphere is a circular shape, and whenever we are talking about the circular shape, we have to focus on our radius. So to calculate the volume of a sphere with the radius, use the formula volume of sphere is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. So this is the formula which we are going to focus when we are working on the volume of sphere. Let's understand this with this worked example. Here the radius is given as 8 centimeter. So as per the formula, what I need to do is just to replace r with the 8. So 4 by 3 times pi times 8 cube. And this, if I put the entire equation in my calculator, I'll get the answer as 2144.7 centimeter cube. And this is how I'll work out the volume of the sphere. Let's consider some exam tips now here. So these exam tips is knowing the formula. Make sure you have a clear understanding of the formula of each shape. Having them memorized will save time and prevent errors during the exam. Second is keep track of the units. Pay attention to the units used for the measurements and make sure they are consistent throughout the calculation. The next is show your work. Make sure to write out each step of calculation, clearly label your intermediate results. This helps to avoid careless mistakes and shows the examiner that you understand the process. Then label the final answer. Clearly label the final answer with the correct unit. Make sure it is in the correct form. And the last one is practice, practice, and practice. Make sure you familiarize yourself with the calculation by working through the practice problems and reviewing these steps. By following these steps, you will be better prepared to solve the volume problems on an exam and demonstrate your understanding of the concept. And that's it, folks. We hope this video has been helpful in providing you with a better understanding of the volume formulas and the importance of memorizing them. Remember, having a solid understanding of these formulas will not only help you perform better in exam, but also in real life mathematical applications. So make sure to put in the efforts to memorize all these volume formulas except for the sphere and the code, because that will be given in your exam, by the way. So good luck and study hard.